What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Kershaw Leek gold-plated version. This is my wife's knife, and I really like the designs. I think it's a beautiful knife. There's a few minor things which I'll be going over later on in the review. But for now, when you go and just pause the video, take a look through the specs, and I'm going to go and move on to the size comparison. Alright, here we are with the size comparison chart, and I want to thank everybody for the awesome feedback you guys gave me on my last review video. I took a lot of great opinions and feedback and everything, so I decided to expand it based on a couple suggestions here and there. So what I have is I basically just drew out a chart, and now you get to see the actual size references as well. But I can actually just overlay my knife now. So we'll start with the US dollar, so you can tell. Move this in here, so you can tell against the US dollar, this knife is about 3/4 of an inch longer than the dollar. Against two credit cards, you can tell it's a tiny bit longer than two credit cards side by side. Now, in terms of the overall size of it, let's see where it actually falls on the chart here. I'm thinking it's probably, let's see here. Let's see, compared to the Mini Griptilian, the Benchmade Mini Grip, it's just going to be a tiny bit longer than that. Although, of course, it's not going to be as long as the full-size grip, as you can see here. It is a lot longer than the, about half an inch longer than the PT. You know, not quite as long as obviously the SMG, and we won't bother with the SMF. But let's see some more popular knives up here. Pull this down. How about oh, you know what? I think it's about the same size as a native. Let's see. So here's the native right here. If I line this thing up to the tip here. So yeah, it's about the same size as a native, as you can see. Let me just move it off to the side. You guys can take a look at that. The Sage, looks like the Sage series knife will be almost about the same size as well. Maybe the Sage got it by maybe 1/4 of an inch or so. And it gets larger from here, obviously, so you can tell if I just move the comparison chart over it a little bit, you can see we have the Delica 4, the Manix 2, the Para 1, Para 2, and of course the military on this side. Going the opposite direction, we got the native, which we looked at, the Dragonfly, and the Ladybug. How about some comparisons to the a couple Kershaw knives here? So here it is to the this is the 301, and this is the ZT350. And probably this will be more closely related to the Kershaw OD1, and you can tell the OD1 is just a tiny bit longer. So, all right, let's go and move on into a real review here. Okay, let's go and get some close-up shots of this knife here. First off, you notice that it is a rather fingerprint-friendly, fingerprint magnet kind of gold plating here. I'm really, you know, look. I mean, high polish. I can see. You can see my camera right there, but. Everywhere you touch this thing, it just leaves fingerprints. So if you're going to own this knife, plan to be wiping this knife down a lot. Because, I mean, as beautiful it is to look at, it's not going to be beautiful very long unless you handle it with, like, gloves or, you know, always have a chamois next to you or something like that. But you know, still, like I said, it's a very beautiful knife. So right here it says Kershaw Speed Safe USA. So this is an assisted technology knife. You can tell the thumb studs are actually more like the lock stops. I'm sorry. Thumb studs is more like the blade stop. It's got a little bit of jimping on the back here. Not bad, really. I mean, it's really meant to be a gentleman's folder, in my opinion. They're actually rather rounded off and, I don't know, smooth. So it's not really a great jimping, but... Got a small backspacer here, probably for stability. It does feature a lock on the back, so when you have the knife closed, and I'm sure you guys already know this because there's tons of reviews on this knife, when you have it flicked over like this, the knife can no longer be opened. So I can push on this all day long, and because the blade is being stopped by this little pin here, see, it just goes, basically it just goes over the blade a little bit, so it can't be disengaged. But you know, once you take it off like that, then the knife can be flicked out like that, and it doesn't take very much pressure. It is fully ambidextrous. I feel comfortable deploying this knife with the left hand and closing the left hand or the right hand, so it's you know, very ambidextrous, very friendly to either hand. What is not ambidextrous is a pocket clip, and also it's, you know, I can't believe they did not gold plate the pocket clip. I mean, what the hell is up with that? I think I'm just going to remove this thing or have someone gold plate it for me. But so what it is you can take this pocket clip and reverse it to the tip up position, but look at that, you can't put it on the other side. So you guys lefties who want to carry this in the left hand pocket, you're just going to have to settle for this. So now there are, as I mentioned, the thumb studs are mainly used for the blade stop. I mean, you could use them, you know, because it doesn't take much pressure to push the blade out. You know, there's detent, but you know, not so great that you know, you wouldn't be able to push it out if you needed to. In fact, I'm gonna start handling this with my right hand, since I think my ring is starting to scratch up against the side of it, and I don't want to scratch this finish here. But let's get really close up here again. So in a closed position, you know, it's pretty nice. There, everything's nice and flush, and only a little tiny bit of the flipper protrudes out here, so it's not very intrusive to your pockets or your hands when you're holding onto it. Of course, once opened, you know, the flipper becomes kind of a half finger guard, I guess, choil here. Everything else is like nice and smooth. The Leek has always been a great design in my opinion, because it's so you know, streamlined. It's so nice. You know, it's user friendly. It's total utility. I mean, there's the nice little kind of I don't know, what would this be, like a drop point, spear point kind of a thing, you know, kind of like a Warncliffe almost, you know, great for utility purposes, opening boxes, opening letters, you know, general use stuff. I would not by any means go prying with this knife, by the way. So now the Leek, of course, comes in many different flavors too. This just happens to be the gold plated version. So they come with the Damascus, you know, they come with the this gold plating, you know, composite blade, yada yada yada. This comes with tons and tons of options, you know, and of course the price point to match. So now the blade actually swings out rather smoothly. You know, it doesn't catch or anything. Obviously, you know, it is assisted. So they're pretty much a no-brainer when it comes to opening the knife. Just push and the blade just comes shooting out. Let's get some close-ups of the blade here. This side is pretty sterile, nothing on it. Nice, kind of a nice high grind, sort of, you know. This is, I believe, is a hollow ground. On the other side, we have just a 1660 gold on there, patented, made in the USA. So for those of you who like that kind of stuff, there it is. And there's a shot of that pocket clip I was telling you about. Excuse me. And like I said, I don't know why the hell they didn't just make this, you know, gold too. I mean, that just seems kind of, you know, a no-brainer to me. It does have a lanyard hole, albeit a very small lanyard hole. I mean, I don't know what the hell you're going to thread through here, like sewing thread or something. Not very useful in my opinion. It's a semi-open design, but judging by what you're going to be using this for, it's probably not going to be seeing much dirt in there, I hope. Here's a little shot of the frame lock here. Get my camera to focus. See right into that bad boy. There's really nothing in it, so it's great. Simple design, very elegant folder. I think this is a great buy, actually. I believe these are like 50 bucks or so, $52. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but I mean, if you're into collecting Kershaws, the Leek is no exception. I mean, it's a very popular knife among their lineup, you know, and it continues to be popular, I believe, you know, in my opinion. So, anyway, this has been my review of the Kershaw Leek Gold. I'll catch you guys on the next review. I want to thank everybody for joining me, and take care. See you on the next one.